scared.
What was that?
Not a clue.
On September 19th, 2022, two urban explorers named Elliot and Joe from the YouTube channel Ghost Theory traveled to an abandoned asylum hidden deep within Sussex. The institution first opened in 1859 before shutting its doors in 1995. Most of the property was eventually converted into housing, but one section of the asylum was left untouched, sealed away, forgotten. That abandoned wing carried a reputation even other paranormal investigators avoid speaking about for long. Several ghost hunters who entered the building reportedly fled in terror, convinced something inside wanted to hurt them, something inhuman. Elliot and Joe knew the stories before stepping inside, but there's another problem. The deeper they go into the asylum, the harder escape becomes, and once inside the wing itself, there may be no easy way back out.
So this has to be by far one of the most terrifying locations we've ever turned up to the point where we didn't even really want to go through the window. We have seen a few other people investigate here and they got some mind-blowing paranormal evidence.
Most of the investigators we've seen explore this place have actually ended up running away. We made a promise to ourselves that if we hear anything or see anything, we are staying until the very end. But the thing in the back of our mind was, there is no quick exit.
There's no quick escape from this location.
There may be no escape at all.
None whatsoever.
The feeling inside the asylum settles over them almost immediately. The stairwells are wrapped in heavy bars and metal mesh, installed decades earlier to stop patients from throwing themselves over the railings. Every corridor carries the feeling of confinement, of panic frozen into the walls. As they move deeper into the building, they discover a pigeon torn completely in half lying across the floor. The investigators try to continue, but the atmosphere inside the wing grows heavier with every step. One of them admits it is among the worst feelings he has ever experienced inside any abandoned location. Not the feeling of being watched, the feeling of something moving away from them, always just ahead, somewhere beyond the darkness.
So these stairs,
They go up.
they no, I think they come down.
They do if you're upstairs.
Yeah. But the bars, they were for people to stop them jumping over the banisters, weren't they?
Yeah, and then the mesh in between is to stop them from putting their hands through and strangling people on the other side.
Okay, let's stay down here first.
There's a pigeon that's been like ripped in half.
You kind of just go through and then out the other side of this corridor. So we're just going to go through the main bits first. That's got a really vibe. Look at that.
This has got such a horrible feel to it. Like, it's one of the worst. Genuinely one of the worst feelings I've ever had. Like, do you feel like you're holding your breath?
Yes. And I feel like almost like somebody's not looking at us, but walking away from us almost. And these old numbers as well on the doors.
But isn't this a typical view of an asylum where they have windows on each room like that?
Yeah.
When we went to Hell's Hospital, it was similar, wasn't it?
The deeper they travel into the asylum, the more the building seems to react to their presence. Then suddenly, a violent bang erupts somewhere beside them, loud enough to echo through the corridors, close enough to stop both investigators in their tracks. Moments later, they begin calling out into the darkness, asking if anything inside the asylum can hear them. At first, nothing answers. Then behind them, a metallic rattling sound breaks the silence. Pipes begin shaking somewhere inside the room. Glass cracks nearby. The noises are not distant. Something is moving close to them, close enough to hear them breathing.
This is vile.
There used to be a door here.
Use your imagination.
Yeah.
How disgusting that is, all the cobwebs and stuff.
That's fucking vile. Oh my god, what is that?
Sorry.
Behind it.
I know, honestly, I've got the same problem.
Oh shit.
I don't like this. That was a fucking massive bang right next to me. I'm not even joking. Like just there, stairs. Dude. Whistle.
Whistle.
I need a moment to breathe. Oh, fucking hell. Hello? What was that? That's fucking talking. You're not going to hear it on camera. I swear I'm going mad. I must be going insane.
Call out to anyone who might be here.
Can you hear my voice? There's lots of bits of pigeon. Is there anyone here other than us two? Just here to come and say hello? That was glass.
Oh, I hope walking. I was just about to say walk towards us.
Come right up to us and touch one of us. Or come as close as you want to. That was behind us. No, that was right behind us. The same noise I just heard. Rattling of pipe or something. There's something behind us. I can just stay where we are because we're getting some interesting stuff here.
Keep my camera in the room.
Come and make some nice, loud, distinctive noises for us. We just want to have a conversation with you. Want to make sure you're okay.
As they climb toward the upper floors, the horror inside the asylum changes from unseen sounds to something far more physical. The rooms above are filled with dead pigeons, not one or two bodies scattered across the floor, but piles of them gathered in corners and pressed against the walls, some little more than feather and bone, others still fresh enough to fill the air with a suffocating stench. The investigators struggle to breathe as they move through the rooms. They attempt to explain what they are seeing. Perhaps the birds became trapped inside. Perhaps it is nothing more than decay in time. But the sheer number of bodies concentrated into certain rooms feels unnatural, almost as if something inside the asylum has been collecting them.
So this is just one of the worst places I've ever been. This is disgusting. The floor's just like made of pigeons.
It's just dead pigeon everywhere.
Yeah. This is genuinely freaking awful. Let's have a look. I can't explain how I feel. Look. There's piles of dead birds. Dun, 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 dun. Hello? Just want to point out all the pigeons are dead.
Yeah.
But seriously, how rough is this? There's just piles and piles of just dead birds swept up into the corners of the room where people have opened all the doors.
Do you think like carcasses and stuff could cause energy?
I really don't know.
You never know.
Hoping to provoke a response, the investigators began placing paranormal equipment throughout the asylum. One device glows green and changes color whenever something touches it. Another emits a loud tone whenever movement passes nearby. They ask whatever may be inside the building to follow them, to move through the halls beside them. For several moments, nothing happens. And then suddenly, one of the devices activates somewhere further down the corridor. Not beside them, not where they're standing. Something appears to be responding from deeper inside the asylum, as though it is listening carefully and guiding them further into the darkness.
Come on, don't be afraid of us. We've got a couple of devices on this floor now. We've got one that's below us on the other floor, which you can go up to and touch and it'll just beep. We also have another device down here with the big green light. If you touch that, it will just change colour. Feel free to mess around or play with them at any point.
Come up and talk to us. You can say anything to us.
Can you say it to this device that we have right in front of us? We'll do.
Come up and talk to us. Okay.
I swear the K2 just went off then.
Really?
I think so. I heard it more than saw it. Did you just come and touch this black device that you have on the floor with the green light? If you did, can you do it again, please? It's a great way to try and talk to us. What's that then? It's not people then. That's not going off either. Just saying. I asked for it to follow us. And it went off somewhere almost. Then we heard noises and that's now going off as if it's genuinely buggered off somewhere else.
After hours inside the abandoned asylum, Elliot and Joe eventually leave the building without capturing the undeniable proof they were hoping for. No shadow figure ever fully revealed itself. No demonic voice answered clearly from the darkness. But something inside the wing responded to them. The violent bangs, the rattling pipes, the strange activity surrounding their equipment, and the rooms overflowing with the dead birds. None of it felt empty. Whether the asylum is truly haunted or simply soaked in the suffering left behind after more than a century of pain, the investigators remain convinced of one thing. Something still moves through those halls, and somewhere inside the hollow wing, something may still be listening. In March of 2024, an American YouTuber named Zach uploaded a disturbing video titled "Scary Run-In with a Humanoid in a Storm Drain" to his channel, Into the Void. The channel itself is small, holding only 4 videos, all documenting his exploration of a storm drain system in Colorado Springs. The first 2 uploads serve as introductions. Zach sits inside his car, explaining how he discovered the tunnel and sharing bits of its history. The third video follows him hiking through the woods in search of the entrance. By the 4th and final upload, He finally locates the storm drain and begins exploring it. At first, everything feels routine. Zach speaks casually to his audience while moving deeper into the tunnel system. The further he walks, the darker it becomes. The concrete walls tighten, the light fades, and eventually, he reaches a section of the tunnel swallowed almost completely by darkness. That's when everything changes.
Hello? Anyone here? This is the spot where it closes off a little bit. I'm really not looking forward to this. I don't know what that was. I need to take a breather. What the f? Nope, I'm dipping out. This shit. I don't know what that is. Oh, fuck.
As soon as the scream echoes through the tunnel, Zach freezes. For a moment, he just stares into the darkness, trying to locate where the sound came from. The noise carries from deep within the tunnel, distorted by the tight concrete walls. Then it happens again. That's when instinct took over. Zach turns and bolts in the opposite direction, sprinting back the way he came. His breathing becomes frantic, footsteps slamming against the damp ground as he rushes towards the exit. He later confirms that he made it out without serious injuries, but what he claims to have seen is what unsettled viewers the most. According to Zach, at the far end of the tunnel stood something pale. Its skin looked almost drained of color, stretched tightly over a thin frame. He described it as a humanoid in shape, yet wrong in subtle ways. The face, he said, reminded him of a horse, but without a defined snout, just elongated, distorted features staring back at him. He compared it to the legends like the Pope-licked monster, or even a skinwalker, but based on the details he provided, especially the deep growling sound that echoed through the tunnel, those explanations seem unlikely. Whatever was there made a noise that didn't sound staged. It sounded territorial.
What the f?
When you isolate the scream itself, it carries a sharp, guttural quality, more animal than human. And considering Zach was exploring a storm drain system in Colorado, a far more grounded explanation begins to emerge. Mountain lions and bobcats are native to the region. Both are capable of producing high-pitched, almost human-like screams that can send a chill straight through anyone who hears them. Inside a confined tunnel, that sound would bounce and warp, becoming even more unsettling. It's entirely possible that an animal had taken shelter at the end of that drain. The echo could explain why the scream sounded so distorted, so unnatural. Still, the image Zach described remains difficult to ignore. Was it simply a predator defending its territory, or did Zach lock eyes with something that doesn't belong in any wildlife handbook? I'll let you decide. If you're enjoying the video so far, please consider subscribing. Your support genuinely helps the channel grow, and the deeper we go, the more disturbing these encounters become. But for now, let's continue. These two men are Jordan and Johnny, paranormal investigators known for documenting some of the most unsettling locations they can find. In April of 2021, they uploaded a video that would quickly stand out from the rest, an investigation into what locals called a cursed farmhouse. The property sat isolated in Steinbach, Canada, built shortly after World War II. It carried decades of whispers, strange sightings, unexplained voices, and a pattern no one could ignore. No one ever stayed. Every owner who moved in eventually left, some within months, none lasting more than 2 years. But one story stood above the rest. A couple who once lived there claimed that one night, while standing in the upstairs bedroom, they heard voices coming from outside. When they turned toward the window, they saw something staring back at them, not from the ground, but level with the second floor, as if whatever was watching them didn't need the ground at all. They left that same night and never returned. And now, Jordan and Johnny were about to find out why.
There's all the glass is shattered and stuff.
So it's got to be that window.
It'd be that window, barn. Shine the light back here. Yo, Johnny.
What?
Yeah, there's a barn back there. Oh, I can't really see it on my camera. Yeah. So yeah, it would have been that window. She saw the figure creeping in.
If you look closely, there's something they didn't notice at the time. A dark hand, slowly reaching out from the upstairs window, before slipping back inside. The same window the couple described. And somehow, they missed it completely. Unaware what had already revealed itself, they stepped inside.
We should set up a camera in here and a camera downstairs and start doing a test.
Yeah, all right.
I know, man. These stairs are so steep.
I guess we can set up a camera.
Yeah, set one up in that corner and set one up in this room by this bathroom too, I think. What?
I heard something footsteps.
There it is.
That's definitely a knock.
Can you knock again if that was you? There it is. I'm gonna go check. Hang on. Oh man, it's so freaky. Nothing. Unless it came from here. No, I don't know.
The first sign came quickly, a knock, then another. Clear, deliberate. They called out, waited, searched, but whatever made the sound wasn't there. Still unsure, they pressed forward.
So we're gonna try doing a sensory deprivation here. We got this camera and this camera. We heard some noises coming from this area while we were kind of just setting up the cameras and...
You know, I just noticed it's kind of weird that
What?
this entire house is destroyed. The mirror is completely intact, so whoever like destroyed it is kind of superstitious.
That is true. I didn't even think of that.
But anyways, yeah.
Okay,
All right.
you're good to go. If you're the one who scared that couple off, can you make a noise for us? Or give Jordan some answers?
Boy. Johnny,
Did you hear that? What was
I
that?
heard something.
It was this light bulb, dude.
A light bulb.
Look. Oh my God.
That wasn't already there?
No.
Hello?
Then something changed. A light bulb drops out of nowhere. No wind, no movement, no explanation. And for the first time, you can hear it in their voices. They're no longer investigating, they're reacting. Still, they don't leave, and that's when the house pushes back.
And I'll grab this camera. And then let's
Table tipping.
yeah, I kind of want to just show.
Is that what it's called?
It's called table tipping, yeah.
It is? Okay. I didn't know if it had like an official name or something.
Okay, yeah, so I kind of want to set up a camera in that corner there, and I want to set up a camera either in this corner or... Stop!
Dude, what was that?
What? Jordan. Jordan.
What?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Before they can even begin doing their table tipping experiment, the table moves, not slightly but forcefully, as if something grabbed it and shoved it around violently.
Stop, stop, stop. Stop. Stop, stop, stop.
And just before it happens, you can hear it, footsteps running down the stairs. Whatever came down didn't come to greet them. It came to make a statement. They run, but not far enough.
Is that you who flipped the table? Jordan?
Can you say Jordan's name back, or can you say my name? My name's Johnny. Can you tell us if necrophonic is real? And if it is, we want to know, did you flip that table? Is necrophonic real? It sounds like it said. What was that? That's what that was.
You throw a box and you say yes, you threw the box. You make something else move.
They moved to the barn, hoping for distance. But whatever was inside the house followed. A bottle gets thrown, then a box. Not falling, thrown, with force. And once again, no one is there. At that point, the message is clear. They weren't investigating the farm anymore. They were being pushed out of it.
No, I don't know. Oh, I almost fell. Oh, did you just fall?
I just fell, yeah.
They leave shortly after. No answers, no explanation. Just a pattern. Every warning ignored. Every escalation stronger than the last. Until finally, the farm got exactly what it wanted. Silence. So what do you think? Is the farm haunted? In January of 2021, YouTuber Chris Hill uploaded a video titled Exploring a Creepy Abandoned Masonic Temple to his channel, Urbex Hill. Chris often ventures into places rumored to be haunted. This time, he chose an abandoned Masonic temple in Cleveland, Ohio. The temple was built in 1917 and served as a meeting place for Freemasons for over 5 decades before being abandoned in 1969. Because of the organization's secrecy and the building's long decay, the location has gathered a reputation over the years. Many locals consider it one of the most haunted buildings in the city. Chris entered the structure alone. Almost immediately, he noticed how deteriorated everything was. The walls were crumbling, rooms vandalized, graffiti covering nearly every surface. It felt less like a building and more like a shell. As he explored, he came across something unsettling. In one of the rooms, he found the remains of a dog. After a brief moment of silence, he moved on, but only minutes later, as he stepped into another room, something happened that completely shifted the tone of the exploration. As Chris entered the room, a chair suddenly toppled over on its own. The noise echoed through the empty temple. Startled, he hesitated before stepping further inside to check if anyone was there. He searched the corners and looked behind debris but found nothing. After a moment, convinced himself it must have been caused by wind moving through the broken windows. Trying to shake it off, Chris continued upstairs. Along the way, he heard strange sounds echoing through the halls. He assumed it was an animal moving somewhere in the building, but just moments later, something happened again. A door suddenly collapsed, crashing down just feet away from him. This time, the explanation felt harder to justify. The force didn't seem consistent with simple gust of wind. Chris immediately backed away, adrenaline clearly setting in. He stood there for several minutes, staring at the fallen door, trying to process what had just happened. And then, it happened again.
That was weird. What the fuck? Hell no.
As he watched, the door appeared to move again on its own. That was enough. Chris didn't investigate further. He turned, ran down the stairs, and left the building. But the story didn't end there. About a year later, Chris returned to the same Masonic temple. This time, he explored it alone at night. The atmosphere felt heavier, quieter, as if the building itself was waiting.
Something touched me, I swear to God. I swear to God, I feel like something just touched my back. I don't know if it was my book bag flopped on my back or what. It scared the fuck out of me, I swear to God. And there's no water drips. Yo, that scared the shit out of me. Okay, let me calm down. Let me calm down.
While walking through the darkened halls, Chris suddenly reacted as if something had just grabbed his shoulder. He immediately turned around. No one was there. He tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was his backpack shifting, maybe nerves. Still, the fear in his voice was undeniable. He continued exploring, but as he moved toward the stairs, something else occurred.
Shit. Fucking door just closed. My fucking gun. What the fuck? Hell no. What the fuck? That could not have been the wind. What the fuck? Alright, let's get the fuck out.
A door slammed shut with force. Chris immediately reopened it and stepped inside. Once again, no one was there. No movement, no explanation. Shaken, he left the room open and started down the stairs. But the strange activity wasn't finished.
I cannot believe that just happened. This is crazy. I'm gonna check in here real quick, and then I'm gonna head out. I still cannot believe that door slammed like that. Scared the shit out of me. Jesus. You know what? Before I go down, I'm gonna go back up there and check that room. I just need to find out how that could have happened. I do not remember closing this door. Hold up. Shit, when I left this, did I close this door? Fuck, I cannot remember. See, this is getting creepy, man. For real. I can't even open the door. What the hell? Hello? This is really weird. It's closed again. This is creeping me out. I could have sworn I walked out of this room and left that door open. What the hell?
When Chris first witnessed the door slam, he entered the room and left without closing it. But when he gathered the courage to return minutes later, the door was shut. He was certain he had left it open. Disturbed and unsure of what to believe, Chris eventually left the building. Later, while reviewing footage at home, he noticed something he hadn't seen during filming. In the frame, as he walks down the stairs, what appears to be a white figure with long hair briefly peeks out from the doorway. Seconds later, the door slams shut. When Chris enters the room, the figure's gone. There are no visible cuts between these moments, no obvious edits. Whether the temple is truly haunted remains unproven. The footage has not been officially verified or debunked, but what Chris captured that night continues to raise questions. And sometimes, the most unsettling part isn't what you see in the moment, but what you only notice after you've already left. In June of 2025, a YouTuber named Ben uploaded a video called Exploring the Most Demonic Haunted House in Australia to his channel, Ben Bauer. In this particular video, he explores what he claimed to be one of the most haunted houses in Australia. Like many of his investigations, the goal was simple: go inside, set up equipment, and try to capture something, anything, that shouldn't be there. That night he wasn't alone. Accompanied by his friend Zach, the two made their way to the house under the cover of darkness. The entrance wasn't exactly welcoming. They had to climb up a tree just to get inside, like the place didn't want visitors in the first place. Once inside, they began setting up their equipment: EVP recorders, K2 meters, tools designed to detect the unseen. And for a while, nothing happened, just faint noises, footsteps that never fully revealed themselves. Enough to be unsettling, but not enough to prove anything. So they decided to try something else. Something far more direct: a Ouija board.
Honestly?
Really?
Yeah.
Is Ouija board. Alright guys, we have set up and we've got the Ouija board set up. So without further ado guys, let's start the Ouija board session in this house. Is there someone in this house? If so, move to yes on the Ouija board. Bro, nah. It sounds like someone's pacing out there, dude. The door. Nah, man. I don't like this. Nah, bro.
No.
Oh my god.
There's no way, bro.
Holy f***.
That's like full pacing and
Oh my god! Oh my god! Zach! Oh my god! Oh my... Bro, I can't breathe!
What do we do?
I'm gonna pass out. Holy f***.
I'm actually like full shaken.
What happened next was immediate. The moment they called out, something responded. Not through the board, not through a sound, but through the room itself. The door in front of them swung open, fast, violent, like something had forced it. And for a split second, something else seemed to move with it. A shadow, pulling back into the darkness, gone just as quickly as it appeared. They didn't chase it, they didn't move closer, they stayed exactly where they were, trying to process what they had just seen. Because whatever opened that door didn't make a sound before it happened. No footsteps, no warning, just motion. Eventually they worked up the courage to check outside, to see if someone had been there. But when they looked, there was nothing, no one, no explanation. Later in the video, they continued their investigation. But nothing like that moment ever happened again, which leaves the encounter sitting in a strange place. Because on the one hand, it looks convincing, the timing, the reaction, the sheer force of the door opening. But on the other, there's something about that raises questions. The setup, the decision to use a Ouija board, and the fact that despite everything, they stayed. They didn't leave, they kept filming. So was this real? Did something actually respond to them that night? Or was it something planned, designed to feel real? Either way, there's one moment that's hard to ignore. That door didn't open slowly, it didn't creak, it didn't hesitate. It moved like something wanted in.
Checking for snakeage, guys. As you know, I have the biggest fear of any wildlife of Australia. There's definitely like a massive anaconda in this bush.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh!
What?
Water trickled. What's that? Was that my bag that did that?
Yes.
Oh, already off to a bad start.
Yup.
In April of 2020, footage uploaded to the YouTube channel Steve Ballard documented a disturbing exploration deep beneath the coastline of Kent, England. Urban explorer Steve Ballard and his friend Stuart entered the infamous Grain Fort tunnels, a sprawling underground system dating back to the 1800s. It was originally built to help defend the English coastline from invasion. But this was not Steve's first visit to the tunnels. During an earlier investigation, he claimed he experienced an overwhelming sense that something unseen was following him through the darkness. At one point, he even described feeling what seemed like breathing against the back of his neck. Now returning with Stuart, Steve quickly notices something strange. Certain areas of the tunnels appear different from how he remembered them. Others seem altered somehow, despite the tunnels remaining abandoned for years. As they continue deeper underground, the atmosphere around them slowly begins to change. Then their equipment starts malfunctioning. Flashlights begin flickering. Cameras glitch unexpectedly, and the deeper they travel into the tunnels, the worse it becomes.
Can you imagine going back to Napoleonic times when these were being used, Stu? Yeah. Which I assume that these were these little hooks. Yeah. Perhaps to put candles on. Oh my torch has just gone out. That's charged. I'll charge it up today before I come out. That's weird. That's weird. Oh, what the? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that was weird, people. My torch just went out. And it went out here last time as well.
At first, Steve tries to dismiss the equipment failures as coincidence. Old batteries, damp conditions, faulty electronics. But the lights continue behaving erratically as they move deeper through the underground corridors. At times, the flashlights flicker violently before cutting out entirely, forcing the two explorers to walk through stretches of complete darkness beneath the earth. Eventually, they enter a larger room scattered with bottles, cans, cups, and other debris left behind by previous visitors, evidence that other people had recently been inside the tunnels. After spending several moments looking around, Steve and Stuart began backing out into the hallway, and that is when the camera captures something neither of them noticed in the moment. A dark figure suddenly moves across the corridor ahead of them, a shadow-like shape slipping silently through the tunnel, just beyond the failing light.
This tunnel is it's amazing, isn't it? Really smart. It's really clean. Yeah. And it's dry, look, for the best part. And it's dry, look. For the best part, dry. Look. For the best part. Yeah.
The figure appears only for a moment, but its shape is difficult to ignore, dark, human-like, crossing directly through the hallway ahead of them before vanishing into the tunnels. Yet neither Steve nor Stuart realizes what their camera has captured. Completely unaware of the figure, the two explorers continue moving forward, directly toward the area where it disappeared. Then suddenly, Steve feels something change.
And it's dry, look, for the best part. Yeah. I think a lot of these are slate. It's big, the big slate slabs on these floors. I'll go down there. God, it just felt cold walking down there, Stu.
The freezing sensation hit Steve in the exact location where the shadow figure had crossed moments earlier. But when the explorers search the area, they find nothing. No footsteps, no movement, no sign that anyone else had been inside the tunnels with them. Only the sudden cold lingering in the darkness. What makes the encounter even stranger is that Steve is not the only one affected. As Stuart passes through the same section of tunnel moments later, he reacts instantly. He feels it too. The same overwhelming cold. The same wave of dread. Both men begin experiencing goosebumps and rising panic as if they had stepped directly into something unseen lingering beneath the fort.
I just got the EPG. Did ya? Yeah. What, did your hair go up? Really bad EPG. Yeah, I get it down that tunnel there, Stu. I always get it down there. I've got cold as well. I've got goosebumps. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that's why I always get it, right there where you are, at the end of that tunnel there. I've got it now. Oh, my hair's gone right on end. Yeah, same. Oh, look at my hair. You can see my hair on my legs. It's just all gone up. I've gone all goosebumpy. I can see like a mist. It's like a mist like my brain. Yeah. It's too far away. It's crazy. I've got the creeps really bad. I go down there on my own. That done me. Look at my legs. I've got all the hair standing up on the back of my head. Yeah. It's like, wow, I never expected that. Yeah, I never expected that.
By this point, the atmosphere inside the tunnels had become deeply unsettling. The sudden cold spots, the malfunctioning equipment, and the shadow figure captured crossing the corridor moments before both investigators experienced the freezing sensation in the exact same place. None of it made sense at the time. It was only later, while reviewing the footage, that Steve and Stuart finally realized what may have happened beneath the grain fort tunnels that night. When they replayed the recording and spotted the dark figure moving silently through the hallway, the strange sequence of events suddenly seemed connected. As if whatever crossed that tunnel had left something behind. Whether the figure was truly paranormal or simply a trick of light inside the underground corridors remains impossible to prove. But for Steve and Stuart, the experience felt far too real to dismiss. Because beneath the old coastal fortifications of Kent, something may still be moving through those tunnels in the dark. In August of 2024, a YouTuber named Frank uploaded a video that left viewers unsettled for more than just one reason. Frank runs a channel focused on abandoned places. But what he walked into this time may not have been abandoned at all. The location, an old mansion in Peru, a place already known for danger, crime, and something far worse. According to reports, the building had once been raided in connection to human trafficking, and even now, it sat there, quiet, decaying, but not empty.
Christ. I hope I'm not walking into something. Literally just thought I heard somebody move. This is the room I wanted to check out originally. Oh, what the hell? Oh, wait. I'm not seeing this right. Why are these things like barred in there? It looks like a dungeon or something. They don't want somebody coming out. Hola? This place is known for pretty much trafficking around this property. And they ended up, it was a big bust. And I've already seen a ton of other things that kind of implicate that as well. Oh, that one opened up. That one opened up quite easy. And there's red stains on the door. There's more suspicious red stains on the wall. What scares me with this is that this definitely looks like real blood. And this too. Looks like somebody was like putting their bloody hand around the wall, like they were waiting in here for a while.
As soon as he stepped inside, something feels wrong. Not just abandoned, but used. The walls, marked, small handprints smeared across the glass. And then, the room, 2 doors, barred from the outside, as if something had once been kept in, not out. And inside, stains, dark, spread across the walls like someone had been trapped there, waiting. But whatever happened here didn't stay in the past.
What the hell is this? But this is disgusting. It even stinks in this room. What the hell is that? Hola. Holy shit, this thing just went off. I want to make sure nobody walked in here. Ayúdame. Comen matar. What this says on the wall is help me. They're going to pretty much eliminate me. But ironically, I feel a little bit more safer when it's all dark because nobody sees me with a light on. Listen. The thing went off again. What the hell is up with this thing? I'm gonna take this with me. In fact, I'm gonna put this right here. I don't know if this thing's defected or what, but this is the only toy that I found in this place thus far. So at this point, I'm gonna leave the toy right here. I'm gonna see if I can ask it to turn the toy on, because I think whatever's here doesn't want me next to the toy, or maybe it's a child, or maybe it's some sort of, something's messing with me.
A toy begins to go off by itself. No one nearby, no movement, no explanation. And yet, it responds. Like something is interacting with it. Something small. Something watching him. He decides to test it. And that's when everything changes.
Let's see if I can get it to go off again. Niño, ¿tú puedes mover la cosa? Toca la botón. Niño. I'm gonna turn off the light. What the fuck is that? What the fuck was that? Oh, I just heard a sound. Listen. I don't know what I just heard or seen. I just seen something really creepy just standing there. Hold on, I'm gonna go walk to it. I swear to God, I just seen something standing right here. I don't know what the hell just happened, but I was waiting for the toy to turn off, and as soon as I turned off the light, I seen something right over here. It almost looked like a reflection peeking in from the light, but then it moved. I don't know what that was. Oh, I'm getting out. I'm gonna go outside. I don't know what the f that was.
The moment the light goes out, it appears. A small, white figure standing behind the toy, still watching. As soon as the light comes back, it's gone. This wasn't just a sound anymore. It was something aware.
Right now I'm looking at a window from the outside here. I literally just saw a head peeking out right from that window. Somebody was just staring at me. Is it moving? Look at that. What the hell is that? Alright, I don't know what I'm looking at here, but I'm going to keep moving as normal. There's something in that back room, but I'm not going into this mansion. I do have the K2 meter. I want to see if I can hear or see whatever the hell I just saw. Can you give me a sign? Can you touch the toy? I just need to know that you're here with me. This place is so freaking creepy. So I switched over to my other camera. I thought I felt safer. Completely dark, it lied. I definitely do not. Hola? Hola? What was that? I literally saw what looked like an arm. It looked like a kid's arm just pushed the door open.
Outside, it watches him. A face in the window. Then gone. But when he goes back in, it gets closer. A hand. Small. Pale. Pushes the door. Right in front of him. He searches. Nothing. Again. But at this point, it's not hiding. It's showing itself.
This is what you call a soufflé, one of the best chocolates in Peru. I'm gonna put it right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and close the door. Hear that? I just heard a sound. I can hear what sounds like the wrapper moving. Listen. That was my stomach. Hear it? Holy shit. I definitely heard what sounded like the wrapper moving. That was right outside the door. The candy's still on the floor. I'm keeping my chocolate. I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at this chocolate. I want it more and more. But I did hear this thing moving.
He leaves an offering, piece of chocolate, as if whatever's there is a child. And for a moment, you can hear it, the wrapper moving, something interacting with it. Not attacking, not chasing, just there.
Sorry if I'm shaking so much. That's that whole hallway. And then right here is the big window. What the hell is that? Oh, shit. That look. Oh, I legit just saw a kid staring at me. I thought it was something else, like an illusion thing, but that was, it moved. It moved right in there, and if you look to the side, it doesn't seem to be anything. Look, what the fuck? Look at this. There's literally handprints, little kid handprints all over the window. Definitely look like little kid hands looking in. I am 100% convinced that there is a kid inside this building, or a ghost of one, but I just seen it right here, peeking right out, and then went right back.
And then the final moment. He sees it clearly, a child, standing in the window, looking directly at him, before disappearing again. When he approaches, the glass is covered in small handprints, exactly where it stood. He leaves soon after, but not without answers. At least, not the kind he expected. A guard later confirms others have seen it too, the same child, in the same place, watching. And whatever happened inside that mansion, whatever those rooms were used for, whatever those handprints belonged to, it may have never left. In March of 2015, a YouTuber named Josh uploaded a disturbing video to his channel, Exploring with Josh. Josh's channel primarily focuses on urban exploration, and for years he has documented abandoned buildings scattered throughout the United States and beyond. In this particular investigation, Josh and one of his friends returned to an abandoned school they had explored several months earlier. During their first visit, the duo discovered disturbing signs that something strange had been happening inside the building for a long time. Bullet casings scattered across the floors, demonic symbols painted throughout the halls, and deep inside one of the darker rooms, what appeared to be the remains of some kind of ritual setup. Despite everything they had already witnessed there, the explorers chose to return. As they entered the school again, they immediately noticed how badly the structure had deteriorated. Crumbling ceilings, collapsing walls, and debris covered nearly every hallway. But the deeper they explored, the more unsettling the building became. New symbols had appeared across the walls since their last visit. Strange writings, inverted crosses, messages that seemed deliberately placed throughout the school. At first, the duo tries brushing it all off as vandalism. But after nearly 10 minutes of wandering through the abandoned classrooms and corridors, the atmosphere inside the building suddenly begins to change.
Wait, what up? Oh, shit, dude. More. You see anyone around here? Making sure. See, there's more. My God, dude. See? There's even more stuff. See, who knows what goes on around here? This whole place is full of devil-worshipping people or something. I don't even know. Like, I've never seen so much stuff inside these buildings. The bullets, the like rust everywhere. The Silent Hill. It looks like feel like a Silent Hill. If it wasn't like 2 p.m. in the afternoon, right? Yeah, for real. A lot spookier. If it was at night and I seen this, I don't even know what I would do. I would be so scared I'd probably run out. So thank God it's still daylight. So I'm not really worried about crazy people at this moment being around. But I mean, as you can tell, I mean, crazy stuff does happen here. We get out the tunnel. And here we are inside of a whole new building. Thank God, a whole new style building. Whoa. Guys, so much doors are opening and closing right now. It sounds like something tapping. It sounds like someone hitting like a wall. I know, it really does though. Of course, I'm pointing at this thing and says, I like taking my ass. I know we're filming this right now, but it's serious.
As the explorers continued through the upper floors of the school, they suddenly began hearing doors moving somewhere deeper inside the building. At first, the noises are subtle, faint squeaking echoing through the halls, but then more doors began opening and slamming shut in rapid succession. The sound stopped both men immediately. Certain now that someone else may be inside the abandoned school with them, the duo pauses to listen carefully, trying to determine where the noises are coming from. Then they decide to move toward the sound and investigate for themselves. But as they approach the room, they stumble onto something deeply unsettling waiting on the floor beneath them.
Oh my God, did you get that on tape?
No.
That is insane.
Wait for it to do it again.
Oh my God, another door just closed. Oh my God. We gotta get the f out of here. Holy, we're just standing on a... Dude, upside down crosses? Oh my God. Only he can't save. Can't save. Only he can save. This is insane. We can't be here that long. We're getting back to some danger. "666 devil, upside down cross."
Inside the room, the explorers discover more satanic writings covering the floor beneath them, along with several upside-down crosses painted throughout the area. Sprawled among the markings is a chilling phrase repeated again and again, "Only he can save." At nearly the same moment, more doors violently slam shut somewhere inside the building. Panicked and unable to explain what they're hearing, Josh and his friend quickly decide to abandon the investigation altogether. When reviewing the footage later, neither of them could fully determine what caused the doors to repeatedly open and close throughout the school. Given the building's severe condition, it's entirely possible the movement was caused by wind moving through the broken hallways and collapsed rooms. But considering the disturbing symbols, the ritualistic markings, and the overwhelming feeling that someone else may have been inside the school with them that day, the experience left both explorers deeply unsettled. Whether paranormal or not, one thing became painfully clear. Something dangerous had happened inside that abandoned building long before they arrived, and judging by the fresh markings scattered across the halls, someone may still have been returning there. These two men are Hiro and Tama, paranormal investigators known for exploring some of the most unsettling locations across Japan. In January of 2021, they were contacted about a house no one wanted, not because of its conditions, but because of its past. The house had been built roughly 40 years ago, once home to a family of 3. Built in 2013, they vanished. No sign of struggle, no explanation, just gone. Everything they owned left exactly where it was. Clothes, furniture, memories, frozen in time. The real estate agent trying to sell the property refused to even step inside, but before sending Hiro and Tama in, he gave them one warning. Once you enter, do not leave the door open. He never explained why.
もう全部開いてるもん。
Only minutes inside, they hear it. A high-pitched sound, echoing through the house. Unnatural, sharp, persistent. They follow it, room to room, until they realize what it is. A standing bell, the kind used in temples, the kind meant to be struck by someone. But no one is there, and then they miss something standing right behind them.
いや別に何も変わったところはない。どう？ちょっとトモさん閉めてないやん。いやいや閉めた。ちょっとさっき出るときさ閉めたよ。いや閉めてないでしょ。いや閉めた。いや開いてる。閉めてる。ちょっと一回閉めて。閉めよう。
As they move through the house, the camera catches it. Bare feet, partially hidden behind the hanging clothes, still watching. They don't notice. They keep going, but something else does. The door. They closed it completely, and moments later, it opens, slowly, as if someone was standing right there the entire time, waiting. At that point, Thomas had enough. He leaves, and that's when it gets worse.
来て早々ちょっとよくわからんことが起きまくってる状況ではあるんだけど、一旦ここで僕が一人検証をねしてみると。やる？ここで？で一体何が起きるのか、この場にね身を委ねてみたいと思います。では今からこの部屋で、一人検証を行っていきます。本当に今もう入って早々おかしなことが立て続けに起きてるんで、マジで何が起きても不思議じゃないような空気が充満してます。できればこの部屋から僕は出たくないんですよね。またこの部屋から出ちゃうと仏具のリンっていうんですか、鐘の音が絶対聞こえてくるんで、できれば出たくない。今時刻は3時。ちょっと待って。
Now alone, Hiro sits in silence, listening and waiting, and then it appears. A white figure standing in the doorway, looking directly at him, not moving, not speaking, just watching. For a moment, neither of them move, and then it's gone. Hiro runs, no hesitation, no second look, and just like that, the house is empty again. But the question remains, who was standing behind the clothes? Who opened the door? And what exactly was watching him from the doorway? And maybe more importantly, why were they told not to leave the door open? So what do you think? In October of 2025, a YouTuber named Jose uploaded a chilling video to his channel, Jose Flores Terra. His content focuses on paranormal investigations, often exploring abandoned and supposedly haunted locations across Latin America. In this particular video, Jose set out to spend the night inside an abandoned house, one that locals believe is among the most haunted in the area. Located deep within a remote part of Mexico, the building has developed a reputation over the years. People claim to hear footsteps, see apparitions, and witness objects moving on their own. Some even believe the house is inhabited by something far more sinister. But despite these warnings, Jose went in alone. As he entered the building, he carefully searched each room, making sure no one else was inside. No squatters, no signs of recent activity, nothing. Still, he admitted something didn't feel right, like he was being watched. But he pushed the feeling aside and continued. Eventually, he began setting up for the night, preparing his tent inside the building. And for a while, everything was quiet until suddenly.
Se acaba de escuchar como un golpe. Aquí y ahora sí voy a comenzar a armar la casa de campaña. No he podido ni siquiera terminar de armar la casa de campaña. Justamente apenas la estaba armando y se escucharon varios golpes por acá, por la parte de atrás, por eso dejé de armarla.
A loud bang echoed through the house. Startled, Jose immediately got up and moved toward the sound. He searched from one end of the building to the other, but found nothing. At one point, he noticed bats flying inside one of the rooms and assumed they may have caused the noise. For the moment, that explanation was enough. He returned to finish setting up his tent. Once everything was ready, he decided to run a test, using an app to try and communicate with anything that might be present. At first, he received minor readings, but nothing convincing. Nothing that proved the house was haunted. But then, as he began to question the app, the noises returned. This time, they were closer.
¿Estás hablando a través de la aplicación? Ay. ¿Se acaba de escuchar un golpe por allá? Uy. La sensación de repente de este lugar se acaba de poner completamente diferente. Se siente, por así decirlo, como otra energía acá, como otra sensación. Todo el tiempo traigo los pelos de punta, una sensación de todo el tiempo como, no sé, como si hubiera algo más acá. Parece que hay alguien caminando en la parte de afuera. Uy. Y acaban de comenzar a ladrar los perros. No estaban ladrando ahorita. Uy. Hola. Uy. Se acaba de escuchar un golpe acá, no sé si golpearon la ventana.
Footsteps, movement, sounds coming from different parts of the house, almost as if something was circling him. Jose followed them, trying to figure out where they were coming from, but every time he moved toward the noise, it disappeared, only to return somewhere else, louder, closer. At this point, he had no explanation, and then the dogs outside began barking, one after another, as if reacting to something he couldn't see. The atmosphere shifted. What started as curiosity was turning into something else, but even then, he kept going.
Hey. Uy. ¿Quién anda aquí? Ay.
escuchar que acaba de correr alguien por acá, como si hubiera corrido alguien. No sé si sean los murciélagos que estén provocando todos esos ruidos. Eso acaba de escucharse detrás de mí y estoy seguro que no fueron los murciélagos. Aunque están volando aquí, estoy segurísimo que no fueron los murciélagos.
After hearing the noises over and over again, Jose began to notice a pattern. Whenever he chased the sound, it would stop, then reappear somewhere else, almost like it was leading him or avoiding him. That's when he made a decision. He stopped following it. Instead, he retreated into his tent, choosing to wait it out. Minutes passed. Silence. For the first time all night, everything felt still. By now, it was close to midnight, and with nothing happening, he decided to try and sleep. But as he lay there in the dark, listening, that's when he heard it.
Una con 13. Y se está escuchando como un lamento. Uy. Es un lamento que se escucha en la parte de afuera. Uy. Se escucha como un lamento de una mujer. Una vez más, el detector de energía está completamente loco. Se acaba de escuchar otro golpe atrás. Voy a comenzar a recoger todas las cosas. Ya es bastante tarde.
A woman crying somewhere outside the building. Not distant, not faint, but close enough to hear clearly. Jose got up and investigated once more. But just like before, there was nothing there. No person, no movement, nothing. After everything he had experienced that night, the footsteps, the noises, the crying, he was convinced whatever was inside that house was not normal. At that point, he decided to leave. He packed his gear and made his way out. And this time, nothing followed him. He reached his car safely and left the area. But to this day, no one knows what caused the sounds inside that house, or what he may have encountered that night. Was it something paranormal? Something watching him the entire time? Or just a series of unexplained coincidences? Ultimately, that decision, of course, is yours.
And that wraps up this episode. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe so we can keep bringing you more creepy, bizarre, and haunting tales. Check out the links below to dive deeper. And if you have your own creepy encounter, tell us in the comments. We might feature it in a future video. Until next time, sleep tight.